The question I have now for you, Glenn Kirschner, is do you think the trial, the upcoming trial of the President of the United States, the country sort of demands that it be on TV? It would be just such a wonderful educational event for people to really see the evidence put in play, the questions posed by the defense and the prosecution, and I think it would be very helpful for everyone if that occurred. Can it happen?
It can happen, Mike, and I believe it has to happen. I mean, we have to drag the federal judiciary into the present day, even if they're figuratively kicking and screaming. You know, it's a little bit absurd that, you know, courtrooms, criminal trials are public proceedings, and yet the limitation with respect to the public observing those proceedings is the size of the courtroom. That doesn't make any sense. You know, I have heard that they will be broadcasting or live streaming the proceedings to other courtrooms, what we call overflow courtrooms. So maybe 100 or 150 people, 150 American citizens, you know, who will be directly impacted by how this trial, you know, ends up, can observe the proceedings. That makes no sense. Ultimately, it will be up to the Chief Justice, Chief Justice Roberts, to decide whether, you know, this is the moment in time when the rules should make some sense and they should militate in favor of transparency. When it comes to, you know, watching what the leader of our nation did to our nation. So I sure hope, Mike, that the Chief Judge orders that these proceedings be televised.
NBC News legal analyst Glenn Kirschner. Thank you so much, Glenn, and I greatly appreciate your insights on cameras in the courtroom. Yeah. I think, again, I've never been a massive fan of cameras in the courtroom, but here, when you have the most important criminal case in American history and you have a president that depends, an ex-president that depends on conspiracy theories, isn't transparency what we must demand of our federal court system?
Yeah, Joe, I think cameras in the courtroom are a must, because if we don't have them, what are we going to get? A one-sided account coming from Trump's lawyers. You're not going to get anything from Jack Smith and his federal prosecutors. And frankly, that will not be a fair fight in the court of public opinion. And let's be real, this case in part will be fought and won or lost, at least in the minds of the voters, in the court of public opinion. Yeah.